So my journey of this 23 years has been long. I started as a fundamental analyst in 1990. The whole Harshad Mehta boom was happening with a broker called Parag Parikh. And Mr. Bhatt was a fund manager then, and I just told him that how I used to come to his office like a little flunky, sit outside waiting for the great fund manager. He's a legend, really. And, sir, matlab, kar lo types, mill lo types, Those were the days also. So I began my life somewhere there. I got lucky in the Harshad Mehta boom. Thoda paisa waisa satta kar liya, paisa bana liya. But my father was very disillusioned with my choice. Like a good Punjabi father, he's saying, Puttar, ek hi kar rahe hain. IAS kar, IFS kar, ki tu lag gaya hai, satta kar rahe hain, share bazaar vich. Koi kam hai, for a Punjabi father, 23 years, come from partition, etc. He's saying, kuch nahi the yaar, Citibank join kar le. In those days, like banking was a big thing, and being in Citibank means your son had arrived. So to fulfill his wishes, I went abroad. I did a master's in international banking. I got introduced to Forex. And in Forex, you look at charts, you look at technical analysis, and that has remained a passion. I came back, I joined a broking firm. I worked with Birla Sun Life, equity sales. Then I started managing some portfolios. And today I'm very fortunate that I work with and trade for the most successful, probably Indian investor, one of the largest, Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, for rare enterprises. So in all these stages, I'm going to share with you 5 people who've had an impact on my life. And 3 of them I've been very fortunate to interact with. And and all the 5 are masters, because all are $1 billion plus. My cutoff was that, boss, paisa ho to fir billionaire jaisa, which is 6,000 crores, thanks to the dollar. So I'm going to share with you 5 masters and 2 books. Less about the books, more about the masters. No surprise who it is. It's the person I work with. He's been, you'll have all seen him on TV. And the beauty is that here's a man who came with 5,000 rupees in his pocket and is worth $1 billion. Whatever the market being then. But that's serious money and serious success. His own money, 5,000 to $1 billion plus. And the beauty I like about him is not just his achievements, but also his honesty. When you talk to him, he's very bindas. Bol deta hai. And that's very nice. And he always writes, investor, trader. Most successful people, you say, boss, I'm investor. Being an investor is a great thing. Investor hu, gyani hu, padta hu, I know numbers, I can read balance sheets. But the moment you say trader, you're a pariah. Trader, it's not a very haloed thing. But he is honest enough and direct enough to accept the fact that he's a trader. In fact, last weekend, there was a certain conference, and it was a 1-week-long orientation for kids, and a lot of investment stuff was spoken about, DCF, P's, ratios, etc. And somebody asked him that, ye trading ki kya baat kar rahe? It's all about investments. He's saying 5,000 leke aaya tha. Invest karne ke liye paisa kisne diya? Tere baap ne? Ya mere baap ne? Nahi. So for people who do not have lot of capital, do not inherit lot of capital, very early in their careers, they have resorted to trading, which has built them capital, which they have invested wisely. So even today, he's a very good trader. And I learned from him. He has a beautiful mind. He's very intelligent. He has 2 minds. Most people, hardly can make it either as a trader or investor. He has 2 brains. And the beauty is with which he operates. That when he's talking trading, he purely talks and lives by the rule of trading. And when he talks investments, he purely lives and works by the rules of investments. Just one day his most successful company stock pick is probably Titan. And one day I asked him, Bhaiya, that's how we lovingly call him. Bhaiya, aapne Titan kaise pick kiya? And this was in the depths of 2001, 2, 3, when things were even worse than what it is today. And he says, कि मैंने ये देखा, वो देखा, वो देखा. And he's saying my big talk or my big thought was the India demographic story. And when you talk of demographics, you speak 10 years, 20 years. And he was much ahead of his times. And he's saying ultimately when I went to the company, I went to the office, I saw the young crowd, dynamism. I was really impressed. And I went and bought the stock. And after buying the stock, not that it went up, it really went down after that. But he had the conviction. And even today, when you speak to him of investments, when you talk to him of long term, He's able to talk of life 10 years, 20 years ahead. He's very number driven. He's a chartered accountant. He looks at numbers very closely. So really what he taught me is that the difference between investment and trading. When you are investing, live and work with the rules of investments. It is driven by fundamentals. It is driven by numbers. Whether you use a P, DCF, those are all the semantics. But the important part is the valuations. So when you are, सब बोलते हम investor हैं, how much work have people done? People have hardly done any work, or they hardly understand these things. So the fact is that when you're an investor, understand the tools of investing, understand the rules of investing, and work that way. And when you're a trader, it's like when you are sitting with him one evening and he's very bullish on the market. अगले दिन सुबह 10 बजे तक सब माल सरखा, सब बेच दिया. You wonder से भैया रात को खाया क्या था? रात शाम को तो अब इतने bullish थे, सुबह आप bearish हो गए. And that is the mind of a trader, an ability to turn on a dime based on price. So, when after this investor camp, all of us, many people will meet and they'll show me, sir, ये portfolio देखिए क्या करना चाहिए? There'll be 200 stocks in your portfolio. And you ask them कि भैया ये कैसे लिया? मतलब 200 stock हो कैसे गए portfolio में? And a classic mistake which I find most people make, including myself at times, is we get totally confused. We investor होते नहीं हैं, market बना देती है. करने गए थे सट्टा, करने गए थे trade. You ultimately went to enjoy the price momentum, but when the price came down, it went into long-term portfolio. और ऐसे आपका portfolio बड़ा होता जा रहा है, होता जा रहा है, होता जा रहा है. And the beauty is that the index is going up, but your portfolio is going down and down. That is the wonder of the market. Is because when you are trading, when you get in, ट्रेड कैसे होता है आप लोगों की लाइफ में? हम जो भी कहें, I mean how it really works is कि भाई दोस्त का फोन आता है, मार्केट इज आप गर्मी है, दोस्त का फोन आता है, बॉस ये ले ले, मैं कुछ नया प्रोजेक्ट आने वाला है. अच्छा, ऑपरेटर को भी जानता हूँ बॉस, कॉर्नर हो रहा है माल, तू देख इसका भाव कैसे बढ़ता है, सर्किट लगेगा. ठीक है, इमीडिएटली, लाइक डजंट टेक लॉन्ग, बाय डिसीजन डजंट टेक लॉन्ग एट ऑल, टक कॉल अप द ब्रोकर, ले ले. Suddenly the price comes one dip down and all. Call up your friend again. यार अरे बॉस वो तो भाव नीचे आ गए, अरे accumulate कर रहे हैं, weak hands को निकाल ले और ले ले. तो doubling, टकाटक doubling हो गया and all. Suddenly tuck, price again comes down. Friend says, हाँ यार कंपनी तो अच्छी थी बट पता नहीं क्या हो गया यार. Then you call up the technical analyst. बॉस इसका support किधर है? So then you start looking for supports. टेक्निकल एनालिस्ट से बॉस सपोर्ट ये है, इसके नीचे बेचना चाहिए, वो ब्रेकआउट उसके ऊपर लेना चाहिए. बॉस सीधा आंसर देना यार, का लेना है कि बेचना है? लाइक क्लासिक वी गिव सपोर्ट रेजिस्टेंस लेवल्स. तो और टेंशन हो जाती है. देन इन द एंड इट जस्ट सॉर्ट ऑफ कम्स डाउन एंड देन यू से यार लेट मी गो एंड चेक ये कंपनी करती क्या है. देन यू गो एंड स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट द फंडामेंटल्स एंड वैल्यूएशंस एंड देन इट बिकम्स अ पार्ट ऑफ योर पोर्टफोलियो फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म. एंड देन इट कम्स इन द पी कैटेगरी विच इज प्रे. Then the only thing you can do, which most of you are doing right now, is spray. Because all your portfolios are filled up with that junk, which is down 70, 80, 90%. Is because it all starts. Most of the people, very few people are really work that hard or that oriented towards investments. Most people just try to play momentum based on what somebody has told you, and it becomes a long-term portfolio.